Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. Well, this battle has started prematurely. Well, you're looking at a bishop. It's a tier 5 British SPG located on the north spawn of Mountain Pass, and this one is under the command of hossballs. Yes, that's why it's got 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. Now, it's a tier 5 game, only tier 5 tanks in it, and yes, he's headed off down towards the bowl to try and get some shots on the enemy. Getting some funny looks there from a Panzer IV Aslains H, who probably saw 3 marks on an Arty and thought, well, I haven't seen that before. Well, you should now, because there's a lot of players who are collecting 3 marks, and that was a rather silly dismount from the T-34, could have actually hurt him. Okay, now it's a 4.5-inch howitzer, capable of doing 450 alpha. It is, in fact, the same stock howitzer you actually find on the Crusader 5.5 SP, and also, funnily enough, oh, no, that was a blind hit. Now, if he hadn't stuck around to see what happened to that shell, he wouldn't have realised there was somebody in that bush. There was no explosions, so we know he touched someone. Okay, it's the same howitzer on the Crusader 5.5 inch as the stock gun, and it's also the main gun on the Burt, the FB304, the tier 6. That's a direct hit as well. Again, shows the value of actually watching what happens to the shell, because there's information there you might need to know that you actually did hit something and your score is less than you, or is greater than you actually think. He's trying to hit that Panzer IV. That's the premium medium tank, which is basically a Panther hull with a Panzer IV turret. Okay. Can't see the enemy down at the end of the ice road at the moment, but we do know the enemy Arty is firing in that general direction. Okay, there's some more enemy. In fact, we're getting an invite to hit the Mitsu 108, and it's one of our teammates who's saying, can you please hit that for us? But he's decided instead to go for the Skoda T24. Now, he can possibly penetrate that one because it's got very thin armor. And yes, he's out the game completely. I suspect that was a penetrating shot, but we just saw a direct hit, and he fires one at the KV-1SA just a little bit behind. He may have been tracked and then used his repair kit. We'll find out very shortly. He's missed it again, didn't give enough lead. He's looking all over the place for a useful target. Unfortunately, he's not finding any. All of the enemy just too far away, except the ones that are coming up the ice road, because apparently they've wiped out our guys, and now it looks like hossballs has decided to return to the cap and see if he can help the team. Now, it might help him if he goes over into the trees there. You can see the Fifi's already gone over there, and there are enough trees still around. If he knocked a few down as he was going in, that might provide him with a bit of cover. But instead, he's decided to shoot using the M10 RBFM as the spotter. Okay. And in fact, actually, he's now being hit by an enemy Fundraiser. That's the one who went on the bridge road. Oh, the Fifi finished him off with a shot in the side. So he did take some damage, 118 hit points, but that's minor. This is a Valentine hull, or Valentine 2 hull, so it is fairly tough. But it was a bit of a surprise for hossballs, and he reacted straight away, got the shot into the target, managed to pick up some hit points. Okay, going for the Fundraiser, rounds out. Wipeout. That was a very good shot, 138 off that one. Now he's going to kill the KV-1SA if he can. Yes, he did. So that's his 3rd kill of the game, and he's now trying to take out the 25T. The 25 TB as he tries to retreat. So the entire attack that went up the ice road has been wiped out. There's a few of our defenders up that road as wrecks as well. But let's see where we can go now. Yeah, I think the Fifi's trying to tell him to fall back because he's worried about that M4A1 because he might have crossed the road, and he's not the only one. The Honey 3 might also have crossed the bridge. There goes the 25 TP. Now, we don't know where the Honey 3 is. I think he may have been underneath the bridge, not actually on the bridge. In which case, we might be safe on the bridge road, but I think that's where the Panzerfumvier actually came across. Pretty certain of that. He saw there was no opposition, so he thought, right, I'll drive in. Bit of a surprise. But they haven't come across the VK3001H yet. And he was on the ice road, but he's not anymore. In fact, we've got an enemy tank all the way over on the enemy cap area. I don't think he can reach from here. No. Oh, but they found the chappie. Oh, that's the one that's on the ice road down at the far end. He's gone back to defend. The Honey 3 is actually just round the corner. He's just up ahead. I don't think he knows. So he wasn't under the bridge. He was on the bridge when he was firing, but he doesn't know who's down this end of the road. I don't think he saw us. Well, the M10's trying to say get back because he knows that Honey 3 is there. But the Honey 3 has got very thin armor around the turret, around the gun. So has the Bishop, for that matter. And here he comes. One shot. Did get a hit, but he's been spotted. He's now having to pull back. Now, is that Honey 3 going to come on? Remember, the alpha of this tank is 450. That's the enemy Arty firing. Okay, it's a Fifi. Now, the reason I knew that was firing... Oh, he's got a fire! And he gets the Honey 3, but he takes another hit from the Fifi. In fact, this one did 85 hit points of damage after the third one was 70. The second one was 73. Yeah, as you can see, the Fifi is very accurate on hitting enemy Arty, so he needs to hug the wall quickly. Yep, the enemy can't get him now. Once he's behind this wall, they can't see him. And he's now gone unspotted, and him and the Fifi are headed towards the enemy cap. It's 4-on-4. He's taken 3 hits from the enemy, and he's lost nearly all his hit points. He's only got 50 hit points left. We don't know where the enemy tanks are, but we know that there are 2 of them. One of them's the M4A1, the other one's the Chappie. They've got 2 Arty, a Gorilla, and a Fifi. Okay, there's the M4A1. We'll just about make him out. He's ridden up on that rock. Oh, and now he's wiped out. He must have flipped himself when he got up onto the rock. And hossballs, who's got this unique style of driving whilst he's aiming. As you can see, he's doing it at the moment. It does look weird, I can promise you that, but he knows what he's doing. Okay, he's watching the Fifi drive down the road. The only enemy tank left is the Chappie. He's very badly damaged. If the enemy does move along the ice road, we'll spot him at this moment. Oh, enemy Arty firing again. And they fired behind us. Now, we have a Panzerfumvier as well. There he is. He's fairly badly damaged. Oh, now, for some reason, they're spotting us. And we're getting hit by the Gorilla. So I think they know we're here. And it's the Chappies up ahead. Okay, can we get a shot? This howitzer does fire rather high. We're trying to see if we can get a shot. And say hossballs' unique style sometimes can be a bit difficult to watch. But look at that Chappie go. You need a long lead on the target when you're attacking somebody who's moving that quick. But the kill shot goes to the Fumvier, and that means now it's just 2 Arty left. Oh, we just lost the Fumvier. He just got taken out by the enemy Gorilla. And there's the enemy Gorilla. He's in sight. Now, can we get an accurate shot? We can. Yes, but it's over the rock, over the side of the mountain. Direct hit, wipes him out. And that is a top gun for hossballs. And in fact, he thanks the Fifi. And the Fifi responds to say, fine, no problem. Well, didn't say fine, no problem. He just said, thank you. And that's nice because he allowed hossballs to get his top gun. Admittedly, hossballs had a difficult shot because it was right over the side of the mountain. Oh, we've lost the Fifi. But we now know where the enemy is, and I don't think he knows where we are at this precise moment. Okay, so he's moving in, slowly but surely, getting closer. Now, remember, the Fifi's got a longer view range than he has. The view range for this Arty is 250 meters. Fifi's got a view range of 390 meters. Okay, so he's got the wreck between him and the enemy. The enemy knows we're here. He's just got no way of getting at us unless he shoots up over the top and gets the shell to come down behind the Fifi, our wreck. There. It's very difficult when you've got a tall wreck like a Fifi right in front of you. The shells are coming down from above, but at short range, it's a little more difficult. Okay, so we remember correctly, it was behind that tree just around about there. Fires another one in. 18 rounds of ammo left. Come on, you can do it. He's somewhere in those bushes. He wants to hold on to enough ammunition if the Fifi suddenly becomes visible. The only problem is he might be far enough away that he can't actually see the Fifi if he does become visible. And if the enemy Fifi does come out from behind that bush and he doesn't spot him, then he may proximity spot him. He's moving up. He's decided he's not close enough to actually see if anything's going on. He's just got to try and hope. With two bushes in front of him, he's actually inside one bush and he's got another bush directly ahead. And he's hoping that double bush will actually protect him. It should. The enemy Fifi might not know where he is exactly, but might be able to guess. He's saying he's gone. Asking, has he gone? They think he's in the corner. They think he's still there. And it's a possibility he is. I think he's waiting for a clean shot. The enemy Fifi hasn't gone. But he wouldn't have gone up the far end because there's no way he can cap out. We've only got 2 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock. So there's no way he can win by capping out. He has to be in the vicinity. The question is where? And will he knock a tree down, which will actually give away his position? If a tree does go down, now he's more than likely going to want to stay as close to the front of the trees as he can without actually being spotted. There's the 2-minute warning. Because, of course, he's got the problem of the bush mechanic as well. If he pulls too far back, he won't see the bishop when it does become visible. I'm just having a quick look behind him. He's wondering if the guy went up the ramp. But I think if he did go up the ramp, then we would have got a proximity spot. So he's now still trying to get that shot on target. If it does end up as a draw, it will certainly be in hossballs' favour. But he's now down to 11 rounds of ammunition. Now, I'm not saying that he should actually go ahead and make himself visible so that the enemy Fifi fires, because if the Fifi does fire, it could actually wipe him out with just one shot. He is very low on hit points. He can't take a round and survive. It's the last minute. Every time he fires, he's basically giving the enemy Arty a clue as to where he is. hossballs is trying to wonder which way he should go. He doesn't want to expose himself, but he also wants to get that last kill. I'm wondering what he's trying to do now. 25 seconds left. Is he trying to draw the enemy Fifi out? The enemy Fifi can't cap, so he's not going to be at the other end. Or is he actually pulling back because he's decided to settle for a draw? And it looks like he has decided to settle, and he's going to draw. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for hossballs in the Bishop. He managed to get an arsonist because he set one of the enemy tanks alight, the Honey 3. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 16. He got a Starks medal. He killed at least 2 enemy tanks, took at least 2 shots from the enemy, and lost potentially 2/3 of his hit points. In fact, it was more than 2/3 of his hit points that he lost. And that's quite a lot of conditions. You have to survive the battle as well to get a Starks medal. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. And he did send thanks to his teammate for allowing him to get that last kill. Unfortunately, his teammate didn't stay alive long enough so he could show him where the enemy Arty was. And so long as he was amongst those bushes, he was, well, potentially going to wipe out hossballs if he tried to take the cap. So, yes, he did the right thing. He couldn't have made it any easier for the enemy to kill him by moving around between those bushes, trying to get a sight of the guy. But if he'd actually come into sight at any time, the enemy would have had him straight away. Anyway, let's have a look at the win rate. The win rate was 6,631, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in that game was 1,849 hit points, but look at this. The enemy Fifi actually managed to get a Confederate. He got 1,812, and that's not much difference between the two. If the enemy Arty had killed hossballs, he also would have taken the high caliber out of that game as well. So lucky in the sense that hossballs didn't get killed right at the end of the game. When it came to kills, though, he did get the highest number. He got 6 kills. 3 kills went to the enemy Fifi and their Excelsior, and 2 kills went to the Chinukai, the Panzerfaustpfeife, and the Fifi, the other Fifi, on his team. And on the enemy team, the M4A1 and 25 TP both managed 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP, he was beaten by the M10 RBFM, who did some spotting. He got 576, whereas hossballs got 561. And in third place, we've got the Excelsior on the enemy team, got 537. Okay, let's have a look at detail. Well, he fired 29 rounds. He only had 10 rounds left at the end of the game. Got 9 direct hits on the enemy, 3 penetrations, 13 splash. He could have carried on firing, actually, until he got down to at least, 3 rounds left. Would have given him a bit more chance to try and kill that enemy Arty, but he just had no idea where he was. 1,849 hit points of damage, of which 762 were at more than 300 meters. You can see most of his damage was done at close range. He did get 3 penetration shots, by the way. We can look at those. We can see the Skoda took 2 penetrations. So he must have been one of the blind hits down on the ice road, because I know the second hit did wipe him out. And the other one, well, that would be the Gorilla. Yes, it had to be the Gorilla. Very thin armor on the Gorilla. The shell went straight through him at close range. So going back to the details, we can see that he did receive 4 hits from the enemy. 1 was penetrating shot and 4 hits by way of splash. And yes, the enemy Arty was fairly accurate and they were getting good shots on him, but they didn't get enough to actually get a direct hit that could wipe him out. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, 315 hit points of damage assistance. Now, he actually suffered the loss from the game of 5,485 credits, but he did get 900 XP out of it as well. I guess the loss on the credits is down to the fact that he had to pay full price for consumables. Okay, so, yeah, sad that it is a draw. As somebody on our channel once said, getting a draw is like kissing your sister. It's just not the same as the real thing, and I can understand that. But at least it wasn't a loss. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.